Let's see. DeAndre from Long Beach, California. I was really rooting for Mike and Malia to get back to why in the world. Okay, let me read the question. I was really rooting for Mike and Malia to get back together. I have made some mistakes myself, but when he grabbed that woman's booty, I knew it was a wrap. Do you honestly think Mike didn't think that Malia would see that? Okay, DeAndre. I will pass it to you, ladies. I have absolutely nothing to say about that question.
Alicia, you want to take that question first?
The question, trying to see what was the question. It's like, oh, do you honestly think Mike didn't? Yeah, he wanted her to see that. I think he did it, directly across from her, whether it was out of retaliation or whatever it was. They're in the same vicinity, and yeah, he knew he was going to see that. But DeAndre, I don't know if you've been following along with these episodes, talking about you rooting for Mike and Malia, boy. Just because you probably on some Mike energy. So you want to energy, Mike. Yeah, on some Mike energy, Mr. DeAndre from Long Beach. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, he did, it was a wrap. And he knew that Malia would see that. I think he was playing a game. How about you, Corenna?
DeAndre. DeAndre. I would hope that you wouldn't have any of my tendencies. I mean, I feel like you, sir, Mike is really toxic and you're rooting for him. Root for him to get some therapy. That's what you should be rooting for. Do we honestly think that Mike didn't think that Malia would see that? I think Mike is so full of himself that he thinks that he is Mr. Rose City. I think that Mike feels that, being who he is, coming from the family he comes from, having the money he has, the position he has, being sexy like he is, he just kind of feels like, I do what I want to do. I run this CD, that's kind of, he's giving us, some real big energy here, So I don't think that he thought Malia was going to see him. I think that he just, in his mind, he thinks I'm so slick. I can cheat in broad daylight and I'm not getting caught. Like I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. And all these women are just going to fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they see something, I'm just going to tell them, you ain't really seen that, baby. Like you need eyeglasses anyway. I mean, didn't the doctor say that something was wrong with your eye? You had astigmatism. Like, there's always going to be a lie. It's always going to be, you ain't seen that right. No, because what happened was I saw you, okay? This is what my 14-year-old son and I do. What's what he does to me. I'll tell him something. He'll be like, no, Mom. See, because what happened was you didn't hear it that way. Your back was turned to me and I was halfway up the stairs and Layla was standing by the front door and she's the one who said it. And I'd be like, T, that's not what happened. You were at the dining room table and I was washing the dishes and you was talking out your neck. You know what I'm saying? And, no, Mom, where are you coming up with this, Mom? So I feel like Mike is on that type of energy where it's like, I'm just going to talk you out of what you know, but I'm going to talk you out of it. I'm going to make you feel crazy. I'm going to make you feel like, no, that's not what happened. And you saw that wrong. You saw that. It was all taken out of context. Context is everything. Get a clue. I'm in love with you, boo. That woman don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? She's just somebody in the club. And, I'm sure he'll try to clean it up later on and be like, I was so hurt seeing you with that guy that maybe I did something and I didn't understand. I mean, it's the pain. It was a heartbreak. So I definitely feel like he doesn't really care. He's going to do what he wants to do. And he just needs Malia to get on board with his foolishness.
Daryl from Spokane, Washington says, why is Antonio trying to keep the peace at the club between Mike and Chan? He should have thrown Mike out in the first place. Why didn't he? I think the reason he's trying to keep the peace is because it's opening night. This is his club. His reputation could be on the line. I don't know why he hasn't thrown Mike out, especially since it was an invite only, and he knows that he's not invited, and he's not even sure how he got there. But Mike should have been thrown out. But being that he's not thrown out, we don't want folk in there tearing up stuff. He probably knows what Chan is capable of, and Mike has a tendency to be violent, and some stuff could get thrown, stuff could get broken, people could get hurt. You know, you don't want stuff popping off on opening night at your establishment. So that I don't see why. I don't think like Antonio and Mike are friends, so I wouldn't see, you know, him not, you know, sometimes if your friends are going at it, you know, you want to be the mediator and try to keep peace between them so they don't do stuff. But no, Mike should have been thrown out. And so maybe it's just because it's his establishment and he don't want people to get hurt. He knows how far it can go. That's my take. Which one of y'all want to?
So I always question this myself, you know, and a part of me feels like there's some kind of connection or tie between Antonio and Mike, because I can't for the life of me figure out why Antonio, as soon as he got notification that Mike was there, that he didn't call his boys to go get Mike out of there quietly in the back. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, either Mike's in Antonio's pocket in some kind of way, or Mike is connected to somebody else that Antonio knows where, you know, it would cause more problems for him down the road. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking, because it's just it was just weird. Like, how come he just didn't get him out of there? You know, like as soon as he confronted Malia at the bar, and as soon as Antonio was made aware of it, should have been like, hey, you know, motion to his boys to get him out. So yeah, I guess I hope we will see, you know, later on in the story. As far as why is Antonio trying to keep the peace, yeah. So between Mike and Chan, I don't think he's trying to. Well, yeah, he doesn't want stuff to get tore up on opening night. They're both, all three of them. I mean, yeah. I agree with you, Alicia. I think he was probably trying to prevent his place getting tore up and heads getting knocked off and innocent people getting hurt. Yeah.
So I think Antonio is always the peacemaker. I think that's just part of who he is. And also I do feel like this is his business. This is opening night. You have press out there, and they're going to be writing articles about the opening night and who was there and what happened. And I definitely don't think that he wanted a negative representation of his business on opening night. Oh, 2 men got into a brawl outside in front of the club. Like, that's kind of messy. I do feel that Mike should have been put out. He saw that Mike was having an adverse effect on Malia when she seen him. You know, he was just like trying to talk to her, and she just was like kind of gone, you know. And seeing your friend like that, I feel like there's a feeling for me to want to protect. I don't care where we at. Okay. Let's just say that. I don't care where we at. You let one of y'all's exes, especially the people that I know, and all the business that I know, we could be at a funeral service, my guy, my gal, Miguel's. It's going down. You got to go. And I can be discreetly and I can handle that. But if I see some of those people from y'all's past, I don't care if we had a wedding, baby. We getting down. You got to go. You wasn't invited. My girl ain't going to be up in here feeling no type of way because you in the corner waving and stuff like that. So you try it if you want. Try it. I promise to God. Try it. Try it. Because I'm coming through with them boys. And we going to take you up out of here. Period. I definitely understand the business side of him, but I also feel like as a friend, he should have been looking out for his friend more than anything, because you can discreetly remove a person. I don't think that, let's just say this again, they all grew up together. So there's a relationship between Mike and Antonio on some level. Even if Antonio doesn't think that Mike is the greatest guy in the world, they do know each other. They do have history. So I think Antonio knowing who Mike is and knowing who Chan is, he just doesn't want those two worlds to collide. Antonio's assistant district attorney, and Chan is an underworld crime boss. I feel like he knows that's not a very good mix of two people going at it. So I wish he would have put him out. I wish he would have, stood up for his friend a little bit more. But, as Antonio, he's always in the words of Kyrie, he's always playing his position. He's always calculating moves. He might need Mike in the future. So that's that. I think I have the next question, don't I? Yes, I do. It's Asia. Hello, Asia. So we have, welcome back, Corwin. Asia from Chicago, Illinois says, I know Malia was pissed at Erica, but did she really need to say that no one has ever loved her? It felt like Malia was trying to be really messy. I was uncomfortable by that comment. Her mom is dead and her father has been a nightmare. Excuse me, what did I read? Her mother is dead and her life has been a nightmare. I don't know. I guess my dyslexia kicked in. Who wants to tackle that first? Because I feel a certain kind of way about that comment. But,
I will.
Go ahead.
People say hurtful things when they're pissed off, and Erica has been doing a lot of things to Malia. You know what I'm saying? And Malia has bit her tongue for the majority of it, and so I honestly feel like Malia just wanted to say something to hurt her and to shut her up, and saying a statement like that, albeit ugly and wrong, that would hit anybody to the core, that no one has ever loved you. And it's probably very true for Erica of how she feels, that no one has ever loved her, and Malia just wanted to shut her down, and I'm pretty sure we have all been in situations like that where we just wanted to throw some daggers with our tongue, and we did. So that's how I feel about it anyway. Yeah, and I don't know if Malia knows the full extent of everything that Erica, has gone through at this point, and has been through. She might know a little bit, but I don't think she knows the full extent. But even so, just because you've had a hard life and you've gone through a lot doesn't give you the right to act ugly. Yes, we understand your pain. We understand that you've gone through a lot. Doesn't give you the right to just, hurt other people intentionally, especially when they haven't done anything to you, so a lot of people kind of use that as a crutch. Oh, this happened to me when I was a kid and my mom and dad did this to me, so I'm about to make your life a living nightmare. Like, you better go take that up with your mama and your daddy and leave me alone, okay? So yeah.
Alicia, what are your thoughts on?
Just 2 words. Truth hurts. The truth hurts. Yeah, Erica has done so much up to this point. She pushed Malia into reacting. So Malia was just returning the energy. And the truth hurts. Corwin, sir.
Yeah, I thought that I don't know if she really meant to take it to, as far as meaning her mother and her family instinctively, or distinctively maybe. I think that her words were just kind of, nobody really likes Erica. So I don't think that she was necessarily dragging her people into it. I think she was saying in general that maybe she didn't really have any real friends. Maybe she didn't have a boyfriend for a reason, but I don't think that she was trying to bring in her family, though.
And if we can be honest, she should have said a lot more than that.
Basically, what I was saying is that I feel very much like all is fair in love and war. And I feel that way because so many times when people have acted ugly, personally, even with myself, you know, I've always had people, you know, you take the high road, you know, you don't stoop to that level. I'm at a position in my life where I'm going there. I'm stooping low. I'm going to do it, because for so many years, it was like, that's not the godly thing to do. That's not the nice thing. I don't care about being nice. If we're in the middle of a war, you fight to win. And I'm going to say that I think Erica has done a lot of ugly and mean and hurtful things to Malia. Why would I consider your old dusty feelings, in the words of Alicia, that's her word, right? Why would I care about your dusty feelings? I mean, why would I be like, well, I shouldn't cross certain lines and that? Oh, I'm crossing every line. I'm going across the street, actually, and I'm knocking on that door. You know what I'm saying? And I'm yanking you out. Because sometimes you really just hit a point in your life where enough is enough. And it's like, you know what? I don't have any more tolerance for anybody disrespecting me. So I was like with her. I'm like, if you don't want people disrespecting you and hitting you where it hurts, then stop hitting people where it hurts for them. Erica has consistently went out of her way to attack Malia directly and indirectly. And, you know, who cares about just guys? Because guys are guys, right? But it's just been a series of life events where she has done nasty and ugly and mean things and hurtful things. And now she's finally getting a taste of that. There seems like there's something happening in Malia where she's kind of making some changes. And I think that as you evolve as a human being, you start to do stuff and people are like, I don't know that person, or that's kind of odd, or that's kind of strange, because it's all about starting to find yourself. It's like there's something waking up in Malia, and she's just, regardless if she's making all the best decisions or choices or not, something is changing in her, and she's tired of playing by the rules of society and her family, and she's kind of, you know, ready to kind of get down and dirty and say how she feels and experience life as she needs to. And if she has to say she's sorry later on, then she'll say she's sorry. But as for now, I might bump it. Erica got what she deserved, and in the words of Kyrie, she needed so much more than that. That's my take on it. Next question.
Yeah, and you know, I really wish people would cheer people on for speaking their mind, especially when they've been attacked, you know, over and over and over again. Like you said, Corenna, you know, it's just like, oh my God, like, you know, when people finally have the courage to speak up, I don't care how ugly it is, how ugly it sounds, like, yeah, you speak up for yourself, you know. It made me think about when I said my first curse word in front of my mom a few years ago because somebody had done something hurtful to me. And my mom was like, yeah, say it again, you know, and it just shocked me because, you know, I've never spoken a curse word in front of my mom anyway. And she was just like, yeah, say it again. And so I was like, okay, yeah, you know, so I, instead of people paying attention so much to the hurtful words that are said, you know, look at the full scope of the situation, because Asia, I don't think you took into consideration, you know, you didn't give Erica no heat for all the junk she was doing. You know, she deserved that junk. But anyways, I digress.
And just a comment about Mother Jackson. Mother Jackson is such a little, like a meek, kind little lady, and she doesn't curse. So when you cussed in front of your mom, she thought her mom was going to lose it. Her mom was like, what? Say it again. Say it again. I feel like your mother felt in that moment that she was empowered by what you were saying, because maybe she feels she can't say those types of things because, you know, she feels like, you know, she's a church mother. She can't be talking like that. But when you said those words, it empowered her to be like, yeah, that sounds good. And sometimes you have to use foul language in order to fully express the level of emotion that you feel. And I feel like if you have to use a few choice words, my God, let it out.
Yes, my lovely friend Corenna has taught me that over the years. I have learned some special words from her, and I've learned how to use them very
my
well.
grandmother.
I'm so proud of myself.
My grandmother was like a master cusser. Okay, that lady could cuss like nobody's business. So I was like, wow, I love the way she put that, you know, that MF on that. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like, oh my God. So when I was a kid, I used to cuss, and my mom would hear me cuss. She'd be like, you're just like your grandma. You a cusser. And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm really good at that. I was like seasoned, you know. By the time I was 12, baby, I could really cuss good. And, you know, you get into the church and you can't say those things and blah, blah, blah. And so, you know,
can I interject for a second?
No. So, but
I am embarrassed for all of you, by the way.
I don't care. I could be embarrassed about you too with your blurry screen. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here before we give you some choice words. So yeah, I feel like that's part of finding your voice, standing up and saying a few choice words. I'm not gonna be like, oh, sugar bears. No, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna say what needs to be said.